Hello everybody. So welcome to the second business clinic for the Booster Challenge. Now we've got a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about today that had come up in the group. In fact, I changed my mind halfway through the day. So the first one that we were going to talk about is that balance between, frantically having lots and lots of things to do lists, that sense of control, that firefighting, stressy thing, and how you manage that with surrender and letting go. And the second thing that we're going to do it, hey Lorna, well done. The second thing we're going to look at is 10 tips to bringing more money in quickly. Now, I was going to do 10 ways to bring more clients in quickly, but a couple of you have actually already seen that one because I did a sneak preview of that one. And so I'm going to do that one next week. So instead, I put these 10 tips together because I know a couple of you just need to ramp up the money making just a little bit. So that's why I thought 10 ways to bring more money in quickly would be a good plan. Hey Jules, nice to see you. Right, so to start off with, let's have a little look at what was raised earlier on, which was, when you're running a business and you've got kids and you're running around and you've got loads and loads of things on, how do you let go of control? Now, this is the story of my life. I was a project manager when I worked in IT. I was then a team manager in a support team as well. In my team, in the whole period of time I was in there, there wasn't one single escalation. That's how much I controlled the whole area. Now, and ironically, actually, if you don't get any escalations, do you know what? You don't get any bonuses either because nobody realises, nobody sees all the escalations you avoided, right? All they see is all these other people who get escalations and they fix them. And I was like, yeah, but I don't get any. Insert swear word, escalations. So what it means is I'm particularly good at holding the space, all right? But I had a habit of being just too on it, just a bit too on it. So I'm 100% understand where people are coming from. And the other thing was, so when I had my salon, I had a file of facts of to-dos this thick. Seriously this thick. And when I realised that this didn't seem to be helping, and things seemed to actually be getting worse for me, that was when I really looked more into more about being than doing. And I was amazed. It sounds ridiculous, especially for somebody like myself. But as I did more and more and more of this being instead of doing, things still got done. Things got done. A lot of things just kind of disappeared off the to-do list and didn't actually need doing. Maybe there was an easier route that was less regimented, but it was really, really amazing and astounding. And then, even though I'd really stepped into being instead of doing, I still disliked Gabriella Bernstein with a passion. Now, any of you who know her, some of you might not know her, but Gabriella Bernstein is this lovely lady, thoroughly lovely. There's nothing wrong with her whatsoever. But she wrote this book called The Universe Has Got My Back. And I realised that the reason I disliked her a lot was because I honestly thought I'd been writing about the law of attraction for ages. Hold on, sorry. This is annoying me. I can see too much ceiling. Haha. There we go. Yes, although I've been writing about the law of attraction for ages and all that sort of stuff, I realised when I looked deep inside that I thought that the universe had everybody else's back and not mine, and she just thoroughly irritated me. So I had to look at that. And especially over the last 4 months, I've really looked at this concept of surrender when I've been in a situation where there's basically, I'm sorry to swear, but fuck all I can do to improve it. Beforehand, when I had a difficult situation, I would go into being, go into a relaxed, calm place, and I would always come up with these amazing ideas, truly amazing ideas, to fix situations that just didn't seem to be fixable. But the one I'm in now is it's beyond that situation, and therefore I've at last started. No, I have. It's not just started. I've at last got this whole surrender thing going on, and it's great because when I step into that place, and I've talked to you guys about the easy stream, and that's kind of like a good step in the right direction. When I step into that place, all of this stuff just falls off of me. And one of the ways that I started it, so that's me. So just so you understand, I fully appreciate where you are, and that wherever you are in your journey along here, it's like a stepping stone, and I think that we all just get better and better and better at it, basically. The first thing I started to do was a slightly easier concept than this whole "the universe has got my back," which was I just started repeating to myself over and over again, everything's working out for me, even when I can't see it. And eventually I was able to drop the "even when I can't see it" and say everything's working out for me. Now, I did have an advantage from that because I am trained in a methodology called the DeMartini method, which was all about getting people to the point of seeing where just really horrid things that had happened to them were really perfect. And I have helped hundreds of people who've had really horrid things happen to them, worse than what's going on for me. Now I'm imbalanced. Every day and every way I'm better and better. Yes, that's a really, really nice one. Lorna, that's a really good one. And somebody else was saying everything just gets easier and easier. That's one of the ones that somebody I know says. It's another nice one. So anything that works out, everything's always working out for me. When I just didn't know what to do, I would just repeat it over and over and over and over in my head. Everything's always working out for me. It's always working out for me. And that really, really helped. So I came up with some tips for you guys. First off, a couple of things for you to look out for. One is, which is very true of me, if you are a problem solver, then you need to look quite long and hard at yourself. So if you're a problem solver, then you're always going to be looking for problems to fix, right? And therefore there's a tendency to create them. It may not seem as such, but there are choices in life. There's energy that attracts things, and there are choices in life that attract things. And I could have made some much easier choices that would have had a lot less problems attached to them. I could have chosen a lot easier route, So that's one thing to really look out for when you're trying to tackle all of this stuff that's going on. The other thing that cropped up to me that I thought I'd share is look out for firefighters, either you being a firefighter or the people in your life being firefighters. Because firefighters, my husband comes from a long history of firemen, right? So his dad's a fireman, his brother-in-law's a fireman, his nephew's a fireman. And even though he's not a fireman, he is constantly just creating fires and chasing fires and putting fires out all the time. And those people are exhausting to be around, frankly. I had a business partner who was like that as well. Creating fires, putting fires out and so on. And these people do things last minute. If you're very lastminute.com, then that tends to suggest that you're a little bit in this firefighting mentality. And in which case, it's about not embracing this lastminute.com, being a little bit more prepared, taking a little bit more time, maybe put in a week or two of hustle to catch up, and then being a lot stricter with yourself so you don't have these last minutes. You'll always know, if you look back at when you did your schoolwork, did you do it straight away, which is probably lacking in a bit of spontaneity. If you're a straight away, as soon as you get it kind of person, I'd chill out a bit more if I were you. Or were you very much doing it the night before, in which case there may be a slight addiction to this cortisol and the buzz that you get when you do things last minute. But as you get older and life gets more stressy, you need to drop that addiction. So what you're looking for is someone who is looking to tune in to the right time for you, hence the intuitive action, and then things will be a lot quicker. So obviously, one of my big answers for you in terms of having a huge to-do list that you're not getting through is to use that intuitive action meditation more often and to take a pause more often, because that's one of the reasons why you're not getting through it, is you're not picking the time that would be a lot quicker. That's one of the reasons why it's taken you so long. And also, I think probably when you become a mum, and then when you become a mum in business, there is this thing about how great it is that you do multitasking. I don't actually think it is. I think it's probably crap for us that we do multitasking, talking plainly. And there's also this mentality and thought about the fact that work is hard, that in order to earn things, it has to be hard. There has to be a degree of struggle, that it wouldn't be okay for you to earn the money easily. So I want you to just think about that. Is it not okay? If you're one of those people who's working mega hard and like slogging your guts out, I want you to really think about some of your beliefs. Now, there are ways that I can help you with it. This is a huge topic, so I'm just like scraping the surface, but it's enough to get your brain cogs working. Right, so some tips. Look for what feels easy. Stop trying so hard. And meditate. If you meditate regularly, and it does every day, doesn't have to be for hours. If you meditate every day, it will save you time on the day, because you're not going to run. Mistakes happen when you run from one thing to the next thing without thinking it through. Mistakes happen. That's when school bags are left behind and you suddenly have to rush back and get it. Or like my daughter's glasses this week. She left her glasses, and then on a busy day, I had to go and get her glasses and take them to her. A breath, a moment of pause before we've gone out of the door would have stopped that and would have saved me 15 minutes, right? So meditating saves you time on the day. But what is key about meditating is that meditating will save you when the shit hits the fan. If you have got yourself into a habit of being able to meditate just a little bit, quite regularly, what I've come to understand is that when the shit hits the fan, you've got that ability to just and focus, right? Because it's very difficult to do it when the shit hits the fan if you haven't been actually meditating quite a lot. Again, this doesn't mean omming in a corner for hours. I just literally mean a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there, maybe a longer, more relaxing visualization once a week, something like that, whatever works for you. Mindful walking, you can walk the dog and meditate. You can make a cup of tea and meditate. You can have a shower and meditate. Meditation is just taking a pause, either visualizing something or focusing on what you're doing, or maybe clearing your brain, one of those things. Practically speaking, if you have a shed load of to-dos, 3 things to do: dump, delegate, do. So look at your list and go, right, I'm going to dump a pile of this stuff. What am I going to dump? Dump. If it's not up for ages, you manage to get away without doing it, probably can dump a lot of it. Dump a load of it. Delegation. If you're a control freak, I know that it might not be done the best, but until you delegate, people don't learn to do things. So what can you delegate? And you know what? I think sometimes we underestimate how powerful delegating 1 minute's worth of stuff is. Especially with kids, make them do stuff. The kids, the partners, get them to do stuff. Tiny stuff. Clearing the table can save you 5 minutes, and that 5 minutes is useful. And when you're looking at do's, although I had this huge, great big file of facts full, half of it was so that I didn't have to worry about keeping it in my head. So I would have this week, this month, and then kind of like a long-term list. So I would split your to-dos, and every now and again, you take one of the to-dos that's big and chunky and has been sitting there for a long time, and you get it done. I love get it done days. Get it done days is when you crank the music up, You've decided, I'm going to get this big, hefty, smelly looking task just done. You'll get it done much more quickly. Music helps. That's definitely the way to get rid of those things. And then the other thing is systems. I'm a systems lover. It must be the IT programmer in me. I've always got systems in my work. Systems in your work mean you can bring other people in, so you can have virtual assistants or social media people or accountants and so on. Systems in your home means that the kids can be much more independent. Systems, the partner can be more independent. So maybe at some point, if you ever want, I can share a lot more of my systems. I've got systems near the front door. I've got systems for the food shop. I've just got ways that make it easier. And I frankly don't understand anyone who irons anything. If you're ironing stuff, stop, would be my answer. And if you're ironing your husband's shirts, make him do it. That would be my other answer. There's loads of stuff you can dump. Dump the ironing. You just take it out of the tumble dryer, kind of fold it neatly, and it's kind of ironed. What else can you? Oh, there's so much you can dump. Shopping. I do online food shopping. It saves me a lot of money because I'm not there. If I go and buy milk, it's going to cost me 20 quid, to tell you. So online food shopping saves me loads and loads of money, but also saves me time, saves me energy. Now, the one final thing I wanted to talk to you in terms of letting go of control and then trying to work out what to do. And it leads on into what we're going to talk about next. Is when you're looking at your to-do lists, I doubt that any of you are in this program because you're earning enough. Frankly, if you were earning enough, you would now be in a much more expensive program and looking to invest lots of money to really escalate what you were earning. Okay, so let's just assume you're not earning enough. Therefore, when you're looking at your to-do lists, every single day, this is the priority that you do stuff in every day. 1, nurture your existing clients. Your existing clients, I used to say this in the salon, so many bricks and mortar business owners in particular focus on bringing in new clients. Nurture who you've got. See how else you can help them. How else can you help the people that you've got? So many times I've maybe dealt with somebody who did something, I don't know, maybe a salon, and they do amazing haircuts, and they forget to tell you that they've just brought in a beauty therapist who could do your nails as well. That'd be a really good example. Or somebody who does amazing massage, Lorna, and then can also do incredible transformations with their healing and coaching. We've been talking about what to call it, but that sort of thing, yeah? So it's that sort of thing. 1, nurture your existing clients. 2, focus on bringing in new clients. What will earn you money? Focus on your money earning activities. So 1, nurture your existing clients. 2, looking at bringing in new clients, and anything that earns money. Those are your priorities. Right? Keeping your clients, bringing new clients, and earning more money. That's your priority. Because the admin, crappy stuff, put that to the end of the day, to the middle of the day, to the time when you don't have quite so much energy. Put the phone calls to the annoying people to the time when you don't have so much energy and it's not as important, or when the kids are around, or when the partner is around and they're going to be interrupting you. Don't do the key, most important bit in your key, most vibrant times. I mean, everybody has different key, vibrant times of the day. But for most people, I would prioritize, clients and so on at the beginning. Oh, it came while doing a soul retrieval today. The 6-week 1-to-1. It'd be soul sessions. I love that, Lorna. Yes. 6 weeks of 1-to-1 soul sessions. Brilliant. When you've worded it, just pop it in the group and we'll help you tweak. Really good. Love it. So that was my first tips on letting go of control, managing your to-do. So there's some practical things in there, dumping, delegating, doing, creating systems, managing your priorities. Basically focus on the money earning, because I never did that. When somebody said that to me, I was like, oh, because you see, I'll go off and I'll create new stuff, or if life's a bit tricky, I'll go and do something really techy, and I could hide myself away in something really, really techy for like weeks at a time, easily, instead of doing anything that's actually money generating, revenue generating. Do you know how many times I've tried to book a session? Well, I tried to book an osteopathy session for my son with 2 osteopaths who just in the end pissed me off because I couldn't bloody book it. But do you know how many times people make it really difficult to actually book sessions with them? Make it difficult, they're not. You're going to lose them. You're going to lose them. They won't be bothered. It makes it feel like you don't care. No problem, Lorna. So, yeah, just remember that. If a client's trying to book with you, book that as a priority. If a client's in with you, make sure you mention what else you do with them, because that's kind. They like you. They want to know what else you do. Let me give you some other examples. Yeah, like nurturing existing clients. I think plumbers are a really good example of not doing this. Plumbers and builders are key for coming in, half finishing a job, and then really pissing you off in the last day. So they don't know. They're always focused on the next job. Yeah, have you experienced that? And so everything's been going really, really well, and you've probably paid them and then gone, damn, I wish I hadn't paid them, because actually that last half day was just not as good. They always say to me, oh, I'll just finish off that last half a day when you're not there, and then you pay them and you go, no, it's not properly finished. That'd be another example. There you go. That's like the priority example. Ordering things, when you order online, we've got a couple of businesses here that deliver online. If someone's ordered something for you, make sure it gets there. I've ordered loads of stuff this week for my husband's birthday. 2 things didn't turn up. I paid for early delivery, didn't turn up. So yeah, definitely do that. Now, the next bit I wanted to talk to you about was how to bring in 10 tips to bring in more money quickly. Right, now obviously then you need systems, structures, foundations in place to continue the job, but 10 ways to bring in money more quickly. The first one is momentum. So this kind of works all the way through, but what you'll need to build is momentum. This isn't quite as quick. So the other ones are more quick, but this one isn't quite as quick. But the reason it's important is because you're not going to earn any money anyway if you don't build momentum. So if you're just starting out, or if you've had some time out and you're coming back, or you're building maybe a new product line or a new service line, then you need to build momentum in that. And it can build really, really, really fast because of your enthusiasm. I remember 20 years ago, because I'm so old, when I first learnt Reiki, and I had a fully booked clientele I had people on a waiting list waiting for me to do my Reiki 2. So I'd done my Reiki 1, I had people waiting to book for my Reiki 2 when it was booked in. So momentum is about that. It's about getting going. It's about getting those clients in. It's about getting those sales going. It's about getting those reviews going. This is why I realised the other day I was being sent all these things to review, and I was like, this is really lovely. Why are they sending me these things to review? And I realised it's for momentum. It's a few people basically wanting reviews on Amazon. That's what they're looking for. So they're sending me their stuff for free so that I can review on Amazon. And it's all good stuff. It happens to have been really well timed for me, so it's great. If you need tips specific to you as to where you're at and what might build momentum, just pop them in there. But I'll give you another example. I was talking to somebody the other day. Yes, talking to somebody the other day. She's a blogger. She's a really well-known blogger. She's hurt her knee. She's running lots of marathons and stuff. And I thought, wow, if she'd been connected to her local business network, and if in there was a massage therapist or osteo or sports therapist, can you imagine the momentum they could build by doing something for her and her reviewing it and splashing it all out over social media? Okay, so that's momentum. So that's number one. Number two, if you're needing to earn money more quickly, then you are probably a bit stressed. This is tricky. I appreciate that you might be stressed. You might actually be feeling quite desperate. So what you need to do is get out ahead of those thoughts. That might sound a bit weird, but for you to make good, clear decisions, for you to make quick decisions, for you to bring money in quickly, for you to have the right energy to be able to do it, and for you to have the right vibe to be able to do it, you need to be able to get out ahead of these negative emotions, these negative thoughts about money, the negative thoughts about how difficult it is to bring in clients, and you need to focus on more positive thoughts and focus on feeling good. Now, if you're that desperate, you might actually just have to distract yourself for a little while. So you can distract yourself with watching telly, not vegetating watching telly, but watching telly that you enjoy and makes you feel good. So distract yourself with a book, television, seeing a friend, something like that. Distract yourself out of that feeling of desperation. Then work on your thoughts being more positive. You can be honest. It's been difficult to get clients, but now it's getting easier and easier every day. I can see the evidence of this. I've just received an extra couple of clients that I didn't have before. I don't know where they came from. That's brilliant. Clients are coming in more and more easily. I'm finding ways more and more easily to find clients. I'm looking for ways more and more easily to find clients. So each time you catch yourself thinking something negative, you change it, because your thoughts will affect how you behave. Therefore, if you're thinking negatively, you're much less likely to actually take the action you need to take, and it affects you energetically and emotionally and vibe-wise. So that's number two. Get out ahead of those negative thoughts. Number three, again, daily meditation. Daily meditation is really important. And if you would like a meditation for abundance, then I have done one. Maybe I should share it in here as well. But if you go into my Facebook group, #Mummy Whisperer Tips, and you look at my free course, The Magic Switch, on the last day there's an abundance meditation. And what it looks at is helping you to feel the abundance coming into your life, help you feel it, fill up the whole of your life, your savings, your house, your life, and everything else, and feel it and going out and to be shared into the world, because that's what money is. Money is just an energy. Oh, I've got some comments down here. Yes, clients are finding me easily. Yeah, exactly, because they could be looking for you, Lorna. So it's about feeling like cycle of abundance, feeling more and more abundant. The more you meditate on that, the more you'll notice and appreciate the good things in your life. The more you notice and appreciate that, the more you will actually just get. Both because you'll be more enjoyable to be around, you'll come across as more certain for new clients, and energetically you're letting it in as well. Oh, bless you. Yes, Lorna did my abundance meditation, and she got some Airbnb's book straight away. So yes, well done, Lorna. Yeah, I'm so good. Right, so those are 3 things. Momentum actually had some action around it, but 2 and 3, easy to fit in. Quick meditation, have a look at your thoughts. Number 4, remove your distractions, focus. Now, I love learning things and all the rest of it, and what distracts me is personal development, spiritual development, more and more courses, Facebook groups, and so on. So, naughty student. Sorry, Lorna. That's the second time today you've called yourself naughty. So I'm going to tell you off now. Stop calling yourself naughty. You're just perfectly normal. Yes, remove distractions. Focus. Focus on money generating activities. Focus on bringing more money in. Focus on bringing more clients in. Focus on that. Move everything else out. Yeah? So remove the distractions. I came out of 101 groups. And you need to bear this in mind, actually, if you are running Facebook groups or sending out newsletters or whatever. I see lots of people going, oh, nobody wants to read my blog, or nobody's reading my newsletter. Well, no, that's because these people have got their priorities right. There's loads going on in their life. They're trying to remove distractions, and they're only going to focus on what is their priority. And your priority is to bring in some more money. Okay? And so if you want them to read your stuff, you need to hit their button. You need to hit something really important, really, really important, and then they will. Then they'll read it, or take your freebie, or buy your product, or whatever. But you can't expect them to engage with you in your group. You can't expect them to buy your stuff. You can't expect them to look for you. You can't expect them to keep trying to buy from you if it's difficult. You just can't. Number 5. This is a tip I got from somebody called Jessica Caver Lindholm. So I want to give her due credit for this. I was already doing bits of it, but it's really, really simple. The beginning of the day, you align. You aligning is you make sure you feel good, right? Feel good. You feel like that person that we talked about in the journaling. You feel like that person. You remind yourself of what she feels like in however long it is, 3 months, 6 months, 5 years, whatever. You do a meditation, you tune in, you make sure you start the day feeling great. Now, I have to say that you guys have been fabulous. You guys have aligned me every single day, because I have just had the best week with you running this business booster. So that has been thoroughly easy for me this week. Generally, I align by taking the dogs for a walk. That gives me that moment of peace. I feel, it's going to sound a bit weird, I feel like my aura is stroked by the trees, and I'm happy and relaxed and so on, and ready to get going if I do that. I also feel that then I've done a bit for my health. So that's how I align, generally. And a cup of tea, obviously. So you align, share a message. So you've got something funny, useful, or whatever to share. Yeah? Share a message out into the world, whether it's a newsletter, Instagram post, Facebook post, LinkedIn post, whatever it is. Share your message out into the world, and make sure that in that message you sell. Align, share, sell. So at the bottom of that message, you're going to have a call to action. You're going to sell something. Maybe you sell your free group. Maybe you sell your service, your product, or whatever. Lovely lady the other day, and I saw her, and she had a Facebook group, and she sells like crafty stuff. But what might happen is someone might see her post where she's made something, but it wasn't clear from that post. So what her and her child had made was actually from one of the kits that she sells, right? So the only thing that would have made that post just a little bit more perfect is at the bottom, it could just say, by the way, this was one of the kits that I sell. You're really welcome to have it if you want it. It might be a bit noisy in a minute. People arriving home. You're really welcome to it if you want it. It'll only cost you this much, and if you want to buy it like this, and it will take this long to get to you. Right? So really, really simple. Align, share, sell every day. So we were talking already about your priorities. That's your first thing that you do every day. Align, share, sell. Now, is it always what I do? No, it's not. I probably focus firstly on nurturing my existing clients, and then I go on from there. But that's because that kind of aligns me. There's another saying, the work is the cure. I find on my most difficult days that working with you guys is what makes me feel fab. So maybe I would share after working with a client, probably. Right. So that's number 5. Number 6. Let's look at some money ways of bringing more money in. This is a financial tip. When you're wanting to bring more money in, that's because there's a reason. So loads of people stick their head in the sand, need clarity on where you are and how much you need and what your situation is. So that's really, really important for a number of reasons. One, it reduces stress because actually generally the numbers aren't quite as bad as you think. 2 is you're not sticking your head in the sand, so you're not likely to get absolutely clouted because you've been trying to ignore how bad it is. And 3, energetically, you're proving to the universe that you value money, that you're reliable, and that when it does send you some more money and it does send you some more clients, that you will look after it. Right? So you need clarity on where you are and how much you need. Next tip, as another financial tip, is if you have big goals that you need to achieve, or you have debts that you need to pay off, break them down into maybe monthly, weekly, or daily ones. Much more achievable. So if what you're trying to achieve is, for instance, an extra 50 quid a week, but therefore all you need to do is earn £10 a day extra, that's much more achievable, right? It's much more achievable to say that 50 quid a week than to say I need an extra £200 a month, or an extra £500 a month, or an extra 1,000. When you look at it, when you break it down, it's much easier. So break down what you need to earn. Tip number 8. Jan, do you know we've talked about this already? Just to remind you, prioritise money earning activities and taking opportunities that come up. I can't tell you how many people I've just seen. It must be why I repeat it so many times. Do that. If you need to earn money, prioritise the earning of the money. Okay, I don't need to say that again, do I? No. Number 9, count your blessings and be happy for other people who are successful. So when you see another clothes shop or flower shop or coach or healer doing well and being successful, go, well done to them. Well done, because you're congratulating them on their abundance. You're therefore seeing abundance. Therefore, you're feeling. It makes you feel more abundance. Don't think, oh no, that's not fair. They've got it all and I haven't got it, or why haven't I got clients and they have? I'm just as good. Don't do that. Just wish everybody well. Yeah, wish everybody well, and then count your own blessings. Why would that help? Counting your own blessings makes you a nice person to be around. That makes you a nice person to buy stuff from. Being grateful for what you've got. If you think about the kids that are ungrateful for what they've got, you don't want to give them any more. When they are grateful for what they've got, you do want to give them more. Sometimes you just have to remind yourself. That's why in your letting go meditation every evening, it's got the whole let go of the day, so you can start the next day well, and then counting your blessings. And even though I've done this at Big Therapy, the DeMartini method, which was all about gratitude and counting blessings, I still actually had to remind myself. I did have to stop for a little while. Counting your blessings, you will find the more you do it, has quite a spiritual aspect to it. For me, one of the problems was it would connect me quite and get me quite inspired, and then I'd get loads and loads of ideas and not be able to sleep. So so there was a time when I couldn't do it at bedtime. I'd have to do it in the morning. So if you get that, that's why. And the final tip is make a list of 50 ways you could earn £100 a day, or save £100 a day, or sell something that would give you £100 a day. Make a list. It might start slow, but you'll find it will grow much, much more quickly. So when you think of just, how could I make 50 quid today? How could I make £100 a day? How could I make £1,000 a day? 50 ways that you could do that, because you may be forgetting things that you can do, forgetting abilities that you've got, forgetting products that you've already got that you could sell, forget assets you've got that you could sell. Maybe it's time to let go of a few bits and pieces. So definitely make a list of 50 ways that you could make £100 today. And then actually from there, Oh, take action. Do some of them. Yeah. So that was, how did I do? Yeah, I've done relatively well this time, a bit quicker than last time. That was my 10 top tips to bring in money quickly for you. Please do let me know if you decide to actually follow some of those tips, and how it goes for you. And if you do have any really particular struggles at the moment, just let me know and we'll come up with some more ideas for you. People love to give me money. Remind me to say this one. Yes. Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah. And they do. I can't tell you how many times I'm just selling my car at the moment. That's one way of getting some money. Selling my car, and I'm going to get a lease car. That's one way of getting some money and saving money, because then I know I don't have any sudden bills coming up. And it's really cheap. But before that, I'm a huge Mini fan. I love minis. And several times I'd realised that my Mini was not going to actually work much longer, because I've got a teenage son who doesn't fit in it. I can't fit the dogs in it. I can't fit stuff in it. I mean, I've loved it, but and so if I was going to stick with the Mini, I was going to have to move up to the Clubman or the Countryman. I went in at least twice to a Mini sale showroom to try and sell my Mini and buy a new one. And it's not that they weren't willing. It's just that they weren't fun to give my money to. And I just wouldn't. I just couldn't buy a Mini from them. I was gutted. I really wanted to buy a Mini. There was no way in hell I was buying a Mini from them. No way at all. So yes, people love to give you money. People do love to buy things from us. I think often we don't really think about it. And if you think about it, if you look at all those shops, apparently when people go into places like Boots and stuff like that, they spend on average at least 40 to 50 quid each time they visit. If you look at all those clothes shops, people are easily buying clothes that are £100 a time. And you can't tell me that your service or your product isn't as good as them. It must be. And therefore, people would love to give you their money. Love to. Really, really love to, because you're going to take care of them. They're going to have a warm, fuzzy feeling dealing with you. And they know that they'll be well taken care of, and, that you mean something to them. So, right, that's that for tonight. You take care, guys. I'm going to come in tomorrow and do a quick live about what's next in terms of this business booster. All right then, take care, and don't forget, everybody deserves to be both happy and healthy and wealthy. Everybody does, and it's perfectly possible. See you soon.